or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at some more stuff that China's doing that no one else is doing. And let's start off nice and quickly with this Victini. Now, I do this thing every few days. I go on the Chinese website and I have a look through and I see what they're getting up to. And I sometimes get a little bit jealous. And sometimes I see something like this Victini, and then I have to start going and doing some digging, because I don't recognize this Victini. So I have a little bit of a look and I go, well, all right then, it's Victini EX. Victini EX came around in Obsidian Flames. And this is clearly the same Victini. Like, I don't care if you speak or read simplified Chinese or not. It's a Victini EX of 190 HP, one attack for 1 fire energy that does 30 and something, and a second attack for 2 fire, 1 colorless that does 220 and something. It's definitely the same Victini, alright then. The thing is, the Victini that we had in Obsidian Flames didn't have a full art version. There was no Victini in Obsidian Flames. Not full art, I mean. Like, we had Victini. I've literally just shown you the Victini, but that was a regular, and that was the only one we had. Because the reason is, over in Japan, Victini was released in a standalone deck. So when it's released in a standalone deck, it doesn't have a full art or anything like that. So when we get it in the West, although we get the card, there is no other version to have. Now, there was a second version that came around in the Victini EX battle deck, which was kind of cool. But, yeah, that was just like another regular art. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Never mind. Now, there was actually a better version of this Victini, and it was a Raging Surf promo. It's got all Raging Surf Pokemon on it, and it came out in some Asian territories, but not Japan. And China actually got this one a little while ago, but this is a card which hasn't come out in Japan, and it hasn't come out over here, and to be blunt, it's been ages. Raging Surf was Scarlet and Violet 3A. This would have been in, like, Paradox Rift if we were getting it, so, or that kind of era at least, that kind of timeline. So no, we're not getting this card, it's beautiful. And that was the same Victini EX. So this is actually the 4th different print of this Victini that's existed. And it's a weird kind of Victini which it only had a regular version in the set because it was its own kind of deck over in Japan. But then it just keeps being reprinted as different cards. And now China's gone and done it again. And I've had a good old look. Firstly, I don't think I've seen this card before. I don't think anyone has. But I've gone and done a big double check. It's not had an English release. And it's not had a Japanese release. And I'm pretty sure it's actually not had a release anywhere. Once again, China's just coming along and being like, hey, look what we made. And I love that they're doing this. And in a way, it's kind of pointless. And in a way, it's phenomenal. It's pointless because they don't need to do this. Pokemon cards are selling absolute gangbusters all over the world, including in China. They don't need to make these new cards for sales. They just do it because it's cool. And on the other hand, it's kind of amazing because what China's doing is going, look, we're catching up. We're behind you. There's enough amazing cards out there that we can just rock with them. But why would we not get some cool stuff for us while we're doing this? And they are. And I absolutely adore that they're doing this. Basically, there's a bunch of little tournaments over in China, and they're called Victory Friday General Group, and you go and register for them, and if you win, you get this. Little local shop tournaments, it seems to be, and, gym battles, but, just in general stores normally, and then you win and you get this. And it's going on from the 26th of September, so they've just started, until the 26th of December, but only on Fridays because it's Victory Friday. It's a weird kind of promotion, and I absolutely love it. There is absolutely no reason to do this, and yet I just think it's wonderful. And I think China are going to keep doing this, And frankly, I hope that they do. I hope they keep doing this and just giving us these new random cards that we absolutely do not need, but are kind of cool and we want them anyway. Makes me happy, ladies and gentlemen. It makes me very, very happy. Awesome. In terms of the card, it is worth pointing out we've had this card for a while. Single energy 30, switch it with one of your bench. It's a decent hit and run Pokemon, but it's not much more than that. And let's face it does only have 190 HP on a 2-prize Pokemon. And then free energy, 220, can't attack next turn. There's nothing special about this Victini. It doesn't really see any play. And is one of those I don't really expect it to ever see any play. Obviously in the West and Japan and in most places, it's going to be rotating out pretty soon. And it's probably going to go down as a Pokemon that never really had much of a competitive lifespan. But that's okay. Not every card needs to be competitive. I find it weird because it's not even the coolest version of this Victini. The coolest version is the one that's got a Don fan on it. But I love that China's doing this and I hope they keep going. But there are a few other things they're doing, Charizard related things. There is a new season of Gym Challenge that is about to begin. And it's going on for 1 month from the 27th of September to the 26th of October. And you can compete in up to 40 matches to improve your ranking. And if you win, you go up, and if you lose, you go down. And every time you turn up and win one game, every day you turn up and win a game, you get a 151 pack. These are the collect 151, the promotional ones, where you get 2 cards per pack, but it's still better than nothing. But then we've got some promotional products you can win as well. If you get 10 wins in the ranking matches, then you can get yourself these Charizard sleeves. And if you win 3 games, you can get yourself the deck box, which is awesome. Now, it's not actually that simple, because they're going to give away 3,000 sets of sleeves and 3,000 deck boxes, and it's going to be a lottery system, but you have to get the relevant number of wins in order to be eligible for the lottery. So if you get 3 wins, you don't get the deck box. You get entered into a lottery where they're going to give away 3,000 of them. And if you get 10 wins, you don't get the sleeves, but you will get entered into a lottery to win the sleeves. They're actually pretty exclusive products when it comes down to it. And it's just, the whole thing is ridiculous. But I say this in the best possible way. I say this with the most love possible, because it's such a ridiculous thing, and yet it's absolutely wonderful. Just wonderful. You go along, you get your wins, and then hopefully you can then be one of the 3,000 people selected and get these sleeves and deck box. And as I've told you many times before, I know 3,000 sounds like a very big number. It's not a very big number at all. These are going to be very rare and very sought after. But if that's not enough random Charizard stuff, don't you worry. There is going to be the 2025 Pokemon Card Suzo Super Tournament. And there's going to be some cool stuff available there as well. Now, we don't need to go into absolutely everything, but there is going to be a commemorative badge, which is rather lovely. There's going to be a series of Great Ball promos. These go all the way from top 64 up to champion. Champion's on the screen. The rest are all the same. They've just got, the relevant, champion gets changed for runner-up or top 8 or top 64. You get where I'm going with this. But then there's also playmats, which again are champion, runner-up, top 8, top 64. I'm not showing you all of them. You don't need to see all of them. You get the point. But these are going to be very, 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 very sought after and very awesome. What's that, you say? I don't think I'm going to win one of these Charizard playmats. What if I don't get top 64? Well, how are you at queuing? Because 3,000 of them are going to be available in the gift shop on a first-come, first-served basis. And if you've got priority admission to the venue, you will have higher priority redemption rights for gifts. Basically, you can only get them before 12 p.m. if you've got priority admission, so cross your fingers. It's the same playmat, incidentally, as the prize mat. It just loses the extra stamp. So the champion mat has champion stamped in the bottom left-hand corner. The mat you can go and buy in the store is the same mat, but doesn't have the champion stamp. I don't know how I feel about this. Having essentially the same mat available for people who win and people who go to the shop, just with the stamp missing. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a think about this one. For now, I've told you what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this Victini. Tell me what you think about these Charizard products. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Tamberlin, who's been a supporter of ours for a long time now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.